So today, just got off the ship in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. Now, we're going to try to explore an area that we hear is actually pretty good on snorkeling from the beach, but not for sure if it's going to be a bus yet. We're walking right now to go get a taxi. Got to get out of the port. There's our ship way over there. We just got to get out of the port, and then we're going to hit the water and see what the snorkeling's like in sunny Dominican Republic. But however you can see, not so sunny today. Hopefully the water conditions will feel good. It's pretty calm out there, so maybe we'll get lucky and find us a really good spot for all you guys. So you snorkelers and you fishermen and you cruisers can get the best out of this trip.
Catching a cab was quite the experience. We had to negotiate, and it took us a little bit to get a cab. The interesting thing is that the cab driver stays with you as long as you're outside of the port and has to bring you back, which is kind of weird because I guess the country can be a little bit dangerous for theft, and they want to protect the tourism there. The cab did cost us about $100, I think, and that was a total of $25 per person. But it was an hour from the port to drive to Sosua, and the cab rider even said, "I'll take you downtown, I'll take you everywhere else." So it was kind of nice that we felt comfortable to have our cab rider stay with us the entire day. We were a little sketched out by the beach entrance. It was a little bit far from the beach, as you can see from this walk, but we did get down to the beach, but at first we couldn't even see the water, so that's what you got to expect when you go here.
But this being an entrance to a beach is actually kind of cool too.
Our taxi driver took us all the way down to the beach and then took us to the person that he wanted us to use to rent our beach chairs from and an umbrella, which cost us about $20 for the day. I will say this, so it was a very slow day there, so we got bombarded and harassed by a lot of people trying to get us to go to excursions, go do this, buy this, and it was really kind of uncomfortable. I had to tell them no probably 1,000 times, so if that's not you, then I kind of wouldn't recommend to go to the beach and maybe take the excursion, because the excursion cost $89. Now, the reef was really close to the beach. If you look at this picture here, you can see that it's not far off, and in just a second we'll actually be joining that excursion that I didn't really realize that they were going to be there, because it is that close to the beach where you can just swim out. The water was so calm because I believe this is a bay, so that makes it a very easy snorkel. And the things you're going to see here, you first see just the sand bottom with a few little rocks that I show you, a few little things on the bottom, and then that progressively gets to a little bigger rocks, and then when you get out, you'll start seeing the coral formations. Once again, this was one of my first videos, and so I didn't get a lot of color because I'm just using my camera phone and waterproof case, so I apologize about the color, although this does give a good, pretty good description of what you're going to see there, because there wasn't a whole lot of live coral there. It was funny how the excursion arrived around the same time that we were there, and they take a catamaran. They actually pay $89 per person, and I think that would not be a bad way to do this from our experience because of all the harassment that we did receive and the difficulty of getting the cab and having the cab stay with you. But we did end up swimming right with those people from the excursion from the boat. Justine was out snorkeling with me on this one, and the interesting thing was because this is more like a bay, it was very calm. She felt really good about this one. There wasn't a whole lot of waves and she could swim out there. Actually, most of this film work she took on her camera, so I was really proud of her to swim with me the whole time here. As I said before, I wish there was a lot more live coral to show you. It looks like a lot of this reef has been dead for a while. Maybe some old elkhorn coral. I didn't see a whole lot of fan coral, but we did see some new coral. You'll see some of the gold elkhorn coral in some of these videos, but mostly the rocks were kind of dead. It was still kind of nice to swim through and see the structure of it, and it was really pretty that way, and to still have quite a few little fish there. Want to see some fish? Feed them. Bring some bread. Here you can see I'm feeding them out of a Ziploc bag, but I do recommend an easier way to do this is take an empty plastic water bottle and fill it with the bread, and then when you open it up you can just squeeze it out, and you can kind of time it and space it a little easier than using a Ziploc bag. We did see a new place that we might want to try in a future time. It's called Pasita Rica, and it has a statue of Neptune out there on one of the rocks or islands out there. It is rocky. The guy told us that sometimes it is clear because it's not really a bay or covered, so it might have a lot of, you'd have to have a really calm day to make sure the water's clear, but that might be a new place to try. Sosua Beach was not the prettiest snorkel we've done. It didn't have a lot of live coral. It was still fun to do, and it was a very calm place, so maybe a beginner snorkel, which was kind of nice. However, I don't, I've seen so many better places that I don't necessarily recommend you have to go here, but still, we kind of checked it off of our list, and it was pretty to still do.